The disappearance of the TDF Intrepid was the greatest mystery of the Galactic Confederation in its 2 centuries of existence. A Terran Dreadnought-class warship, one of humanity's most advanced vessels, simply vanished during a routine patrol near the Cygnus Void, a region of space known for unusual gravitational anomalies. For 3 years, search parties from 17 species scoured the sector, finding nothing but empty space where the mighty vessel and its crew of 800 should have been. Admiral Kaito Nakamura, who had personally selected Captain Elena Santos to command the Intrepid, never accepted the official ruling of lost with all hands. He fought the bureaucracy to keep the search active long after others had given up hope. But eventually, even his considerable influence within the Terran Defense Force ran thin, and the case was formally closed on the 4th anniversary of the ship's disappearance. The galaxy moved on. Border skirmishes with the Vex Dominion demanded attention. New colonies were established. Treaties were signed. The Intrepid became a historical footnote, a tragedy remembered only in military academies and the homes of those who had lost loved ones aboard her. Until it came back. The monitoring station on Proxima Centauri II. I was the first to detect the anomaly, a massive energy signature erupting from the darkness of the Cygnus Void. Initial scans suggested a Class 9 spatio-temporal rift, something the station's instruments had never recorded before. As the signature stabilized, the impossible data began streaming in. The transponder codes matched the TDF Intrepid, reported Lieutenant Commander Zhao, her voice tight with disbelief. But there's something wrong with the energy readings. There. I've never seen anything like this. Admiral Nakamura, now 68 and months from retirement, received the news with a stoicism that masked his inner turmoil. Establish communication, he ordered, from TDF headquarters on Earth. 3 attempts produced nothing but static. On the 4th, a voice came through, distorted, layered, as if multiple people were speaking in perfect unison. This is the Intrepid. We have returned. Something in that voice sent a chill through the command center. It sounded like Captain Santos, but also not as if her voice had been processed through alien algorithms. Captain Santos, this is Admiral Nakamura. Report your status and situation. Where have you been for the past 7 years? A long pause followed, filled with a strange rhythmic pulsing that set the communication officers on edge. We have seen beyond. We have been improved. We bring this improvement to you all. 17 hours later, the first colony fell. The Arcturian outpost on Rigel Prime was a scientific research station with a population of 12,000. When the Intrepid appeared in orbit, the station commander opened communications immediately, offering assistance to their Terran allies. The Intrepid responded by deploying what appeared to be standard landing shuttles. But these vessels, once pristine examples of Terran engineering, now pulsed with the same strange energy that suffused the dreadnought itself. They descended to the main research complex, where they disgorged not human troops, but something altogether different. The few transmissions that escaped Rigel Prime before all communications ceased described former humans moving with impossible coordination. Their bodies enhanced with technology that seemed to merge flesh and machine in ways neither Terran nor known alien science had achieved. They did not kill the colonists, they converted them. By the time the Confederation response fleet arrived, Rigel Prime had gone silent. Orbital scans showed the research station transformed, its architecture remade into spiral patterns that hurt the eyes of those who viewed them too long. The population readings showed life signs, but altered faster metabolic rates, unusual neural patterns, and biological structures that defied classification. And the Intrepid was already gone, moving toward the Procyon system. The emergency session of the Galactic Confederation Council brought together representatives of all 32 member species. The holographic displays showed the Intrepid's path of transformation, 6 colonies, 2 space stations, and 1 mining outpost, all converted into these strange spiral structures, housing beings that were no longer quite the species they had been born as. The entity is not simply killing, explained the Cepheron scientist Lynn Zeta, her crystalline form shimmering with anxiety. It is remaking everything it encounters according to some unknown pattern. The altered beings retain their memories and some aspects of their original personalities, but they are now part of a connected consciousness centered on the Intrepid. How do we stop it? Demanded the Vex ambassador, mandibles clicking in agitation. Despite being traditional enemies of the Confederation, the Vex Dominion had requested observer status at this meeting. The threat transcended old rivalries. The converted Arcturian physicist we managed to temporarily capture said they had been uplifted to a higher state of existence, responded Admiral Nakamura, his face grim on the main display. Before it escaped, it claimed the Intrepid encountered something in the void, something that showed them the path to transcendence. They believe they're helping us by forcibly rewriting our biology, rasped the Melosian representative, whose species' natural form was gaseous. They don't see it as force, said Nakamura. They see it as inevitable evolution. And they're growing stronger with each conversion. The energy output from the Intrepid has increased 7-fold since its return. The implications hung heavy in the council chamber. If the pattern continued within months, billions would be converted. Within a year, entire species. We must destroy the vessel, declared the Terran High Chancellor, voice heavy with the weight of the decision. Whatever it encountered, whatever it has become, it is no longer the Intrepid we lost. It is no longer Terran. The battle above Procyon IV would be remembered as both the most coordinated and most devastating joint military operation in Confederation history. 217 warships from 26 species surrounded the transformed Intrepid as it hovered above the partially converted colony below. The once sleek dreadnought had metamorphosed into something barely recognizable. Its hull was now covered in spiraling, fractal patterns that seemed to lead the eye into impossible depths. Strange appendages extended from what had been weapon ports, pulsing with energies that disturbed the very fabric of space-time around them. Admiral Nakamura commanded the operation from the TDF Resolute. The plan was simple, but required perfect timing, a synchronized alpha strike from all vessels simultaneously, overloading the Intrepid's defenses before they could adapt. All ships, prepare to fire on my mark, Nakamura ordered, his eyes fixed on the monstrosity that had once been his Prot G's command. Firing solution locked. 3, 2, 1. Fire. 217 beams of destructive energy converged on the Intrepid from all directions. For one glorious moment, it seemed the plan had worked. The transformed vessel's shields flared under the assault, and parts of its strange new architecture began to shear away. Then the counterattack began.